What is your idol? You're watching CITAM Church Online. My name is Reverend Jotham Munene, Senior Pastor at CITAM Gong. Now, in our last video, we discussed the wrath of God. God is unhappy, we said, when we do not acknowledge Him, when we ignore the evidence that He has given, and we do not give Him glory or thank Him. See, the Bible says that we suppress the truth. And when we suppress the truth, then we do not give God the glory that He should have, and that attracts God's displeasure. How do we suppress the truth? You see, many people, when they feel confronted with their conscience that they're supposed to do the right thing, they find ways to quieten their conscience. Sometimes they take drugs, sometimes they get involved in a lot of activity, or maybe they like noisy environment. Some get lost into sex, into gambling, and other things that makes them to suppress the truth. Once you suppress the truth, again in Romans chapter 1 verse 22, the next step is that you descend even lower. The Bible says that people have exchanged the glory of the incorruptible God into the image of corruptible creatures. You see, God is an invisible God. But in our lostness, we create gods that look like human beings. Now, there is a man by the name of Matthew Henry who says this: it was the greatest honor God did to man that He made man in the image of God. But it is the greatest dishonor man has done to God that he has made God in the image of man. We have exchanged God for things that we have made. Verse 25 says, we have worshipped and served the creature rather than the Creator. Now, one day I visited a shopping mall in Nairobi and saw this man who was selling all kinds of gods. A room full of gods made of, gold or silver or other kinds of precious metals. And people actually come and buy. Isaiah makes fun of this. In Isaiah 44, he says, somebody cuts a log of wood, uses it to make a god, the rest of it he burns in the fire. So in verse 16 he says, half of the wood he burns in the fire. Over it he prepares his meal. He roasts his meat and eats his fill. He also warms himself and says, I am warm. I see the fire. From the rest, verse 17, he makes a god his idol. He bows down to it and worships. He prays to it and says, save me, you're my God. They don't stop to wonder, this is the same thing I used to create fire, and now it has become my God. It is actually it's actually very foolish, is what Isaiah is trying to say. When I say that, some of you say, well, I don't worship idols. But is it possible that we have idols that are not visible? We have not made things that look like humans or birds or other things, but we are worshiping other items. Let me give you some examples. Could you be worshiping money? In other words, money has become the most important thing in your life. How about career? Could you be worshiping football? Could you be worshiping beauty? Could you have made social media your God so that you spend a lot of time on Facebook, on Twitter? My definition of an idol is whatever puts a bigger demand on your time and attention than God. Whatever it is that is competing for your attention, for your time with God, has become an idol to you. And today we want to just call ourselves to forsake the worship of idols. Because you see, this is actually the first and second commandments. The first commandment, it says, I'm the Lord your God. Don't have other gods beside me. The next one says, don't make an image of anything and worship it, because I am your God. There are other people also who say things like, according to me, God would not send anybody to hell. See, you have also created a God, a different one. In your mind, that is another idol. It is a God according to you. I would like us to take time and reflect and see whether there are things in our lives that have become a God. Whatever it is, I'd like you to take a minute and just ask God to forgive you. Ask God to help you to give Him first place in your life. Because God must be worshipped above anything else that we desire and that we appreciate. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Jotham Munene. You have been watching CITAM Church Online. Now, we'd like to hear what you think about this video. So kindly engage with us on our media platforms. You can reach us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, even on YouTube. We'll be glad to hear. If you have any comments or questions, we'll be glad to engage. Thank you, and may God bless you.